So, but I want to talk about generally, what engineering education entails, what you should look for, and answer any question you may have about engineering, because it's very relevant nowadays, given our industrial revolution 4.0 economy. So everything is tech driven, and that has led to a more focus on engineering and management education. And you have my email address there. So feel free to contact me or connect with me through LinkedIn, if you want to do that. But I want to start with a general uh, presentation about what you should look for when you are selecting a program in any field of engineering and sciences and management. Obviously, you want to add value, develop your human capital. That's why you want to pursue your college degree, and you look for a scientific culture that promotes international collaboration, cross-disciplinary focus, uh, early independence for investigation, and allows more the mobility you have between the academy and practice, better you will gain, better value you will create. So, so these are a few things you should look for when you are selecting any program, whether it's in engineering or in any field of science or even management. And when I'm saying management, it is not business. It's management is kind of an intersection between engineering and some areas of business. But what we want you to do is, or we want you to develop the capability, the capacity to create new products, processes, markets, and industries that will advance the quality of life for everyone. So that's the objective for pursuing an engineering and STEM degree. And, and you need to look at whether the engineers and scientists, they in their education, in their program, whether they go beyond a single field of study. Because nowadays, if, for example, if you look at a car, it is not just mechanical device. As a matter of fact, the auto industry is no longer a purely auto industry, it is a tech industry. So you see more sensors, electronics in car than when I studied mechanical engineering. So the engineering area, the fields have more integrated now than ever before, and that's a necessity. And also span into beyond engineering to understand leadership, management, uh, because one thing that I can tell you that uh, in the field of engineering, we become a manager much faster than we think of, and that is happening, across the industries. And so what we need is an interdisciplinary preparation with the connections in the broader areas, so that you can collaborate, you have that innovation mindset, and also a knack for entrepreneurship. And entrepreneurship doesn't mean that you just going to start a new business. Obviously, that is part of it, but also any kind of new initiative, new product, new method, new processes that we develop, that entails entrepreneurship. So, so what is science? And I want to make a distinction between science and engineering and technology. So science is a study where we try to understand the nature. So it's a body of knowledge dealing with the physical and the natural world. On the other hand, engineering is the application of that acquired scientific knowledge, and the purpose is to solve a problem, fill a need of the society by designing, by building new product, new processes that will address that concern. So I'm going to talk about that, expand on that in a few seconds. On the other hand, we also use the term technology and kind of use it synonymously, but it's not exactly the same, doesn't have the same meaning. Technology, on the other hand, is it builds upon the engineering body of knowledge and try to use that, apply it in through different systems, processes, and artifacts. So it derives out of engineering and is much more narrower than when we use the term engineering. The scientists, their orientation is very different. So they start with asking a question to probe, and they conduct the background research, and they formulate a hypothesis, and they test the hypothesis by conducting an experiment, and the data they collect, they analyze that and communicate that result, whether supporting the hypothesis or, or nullifying the hypothesis. But overall, they try to describe and understand the natural world. That's the main purpose, main thrust of scientific work. On the other hand, an engineer, as I said, we are the problem solver. So we have a problem to address. We define that problem with established criteria and constraints, and then brainstorm new ideas, new plan of attack to create a technology that will improve upon that design that we develop. So we look at different criteria and constraints to solve the problem that will fill the needs and the wants that for the better improvement of lives. So that's what an engineer would do. On the other hand, a technologist will use a specific engineering designed tools, devices, processes, and systems to address the societal practical needs. It's more practice oriented, but it derives out of the work of engineering. So science creates the basic knowledge, and engineers apply that knowledge in a practical way to create technology. And I think this slide would uh, help us understand the connections between the scientists and engineers. So scientists, they, as I mentioned earlier, they investigate the natural world, and they, in that process, they create the scientific knowledge. And obviously, scientific knowledge fits into the society, it's in developing its values, in meeting its needs, in creating the ecosystem, and obviously develop the economy. On the other hand, engineers, they create, they design the world, and they create the technology in the process, and that is the products and processes that is developed by the engineers, and and that fits into the scientific process. So overall, all of us, whether scientists or engineers, we are all serving the needs of the society, whether it is through technology created by engineers or through scientific knowledge developed by scientists. This is a diagram where you will see a connection between the management, business, uh, and the other scientific areas. So you can see that nowadays, to be a successful leader and a manager, we not only need the technical knowledge, we also need the knowledge of business, different areas of business, so that we can be successful as a leader, and also how to manage big data, and understand the modeling techniques that's available to us. So that will lead to the development of leadership, which will have the creativity, the creative mindset, the innovation, the innovative focus, and entrepreneurial thrust. A successful leader would need all three. And to give some example, we can look at engineering from the management side and see how we can use the technology, engineering and technology, to improve our environment. So like at Kettering University, we have five undergraduate programs uh, from the management side, but looking at the engineering. And one is technology leadership, one is sustainability management, other one is innovation entrepreneurship. The fourth one you see is supply chain management and business analytics. All of those are leading towards the engineering and science areas. So that's one way of looking at it. The other way would be from engineering side, looking at the management field. But overall, the classroom delivery is now at Kettering is very much project-based action learning. And it's a result of the way we have designed our curriculum. So we have a very unique model, and we are applying this model, using this model for more than 100 years, longer than 100 years. And that is the emphasis on knowing by doing. So we equally emphasize both. It's not just theoretical knowledge, it's not just the practice, it's a combination where the theory will meet the practice. So all of our students, when they are admitted into Kettering University in one of the degree programs, they will go through an interview process with more than 500 companies, we call industry partners. And they're hired by those companies even before they start their academic work. So as soon as they're admitted into the program, they go through this process of selecting the right co-op partner. And these are all fully paid uh, full-time positions. And essentially, our students, they are on campus for 6 months, and other 6 months, they're doing full-time co-op. And they continue doing that from freshman year until they graduate in 4.5 years. So by the time they graduate in 4.5 years, they have 2.5 years of practical, full-time practical experience. And I'm going to talk about how we manage this, because that's a big endeavor. How do we connect practice industry with the academic work? So we have 11-week academic terms, and we divide the incoming students when they're selected, they're admitted into the program, into two groups. We call it A section and B section. The A section student would start their 11-week academic term first, and the B section students would go to the industry to do their co-op full time. The co-op is 12-week term. So again, then in the second term, they will switch. The A section student will go back to do their 12-week co-op assignment, when while the B section student will be back to the campus to their academic work. And again, another switch will take place in January, and that is our winter term, when the A section students are back to the campus while the B section students are working full time for their co-op. And again, another switch is taking place right now. It is taking place. because next week our spring term would start, and the B section student will be back on campus to do their academic work, while the A section students will be going back to do their co-op assignment. So, so it's essentially by doing 2 semesters of academic work and 2 semesters of full-time co-op, the students are pretty much engaged for one whole year in in learning and earning while learning. So this is a very unique model of education that we offer at Kettering University. And in that process, as I mentioned earlier, the co-op, all the assignments are paid full-time assignments, and students earn somewhere between 40 to $65,000 during over a 4.5 year period. So it's not per year, it is for the length of the period when they complete their undergraduate work. But the benefit of doing this is not only you have a better connection between theory and practice, but also students are working generally in the same company for the entire duration of undergraduate work, and same thing for the graduate work. And by the time they graduate, they finish the undergraduate degree, they have 2.5 years of full-time work experience. And as a result, our students, they are placed generally in those companies where they were hired as a freshman, but it's not necessary. There is no obligation that you have to work for that company. And the students do, try to negotiate with different companies given their long experience, 2.5 years of experience with a degree now, and they accept the best offer they get. And our entry level salary is the highest in Michigan, one of the highest in the country. The last years, the undergraduate who completed the degree, their entry level salary was $95,000 a year, and so which is an extremely high salary for students completing their undergraduate work. And also it's not just even when they're in on campus doing their academic work, you have other things to do also. It's not just classroom learning. You learn by working with your peers. For example, first robotics. Kettering University is known for robotics, auto, automation, autonomous robotics, mobility, autonomous vehicles, electric vehicles, auto drive challenge. So there are a number of competitions students are always engaged with, and that's also part of the learning process. Uh, but the important thing is we want to make sure that students they develop the knowledge, they, they know that, they do that, they apply that knowledge. They also understand their responsibility as a member, as a leader in the society. So all three are important to us: knowing, doing, being. And so overall, the 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 higher education model, which is very unique here, is we we combine the transformational experiential learning, whether it is co-op by working full time or in class by going through simulation labs and case studies. So that's though all of those are part of experiential learning. We combine that with rigorous academic preparation that leads to the successful leader for the fourth industrial revolution economy. The picture you're looking at is the current chairman CEO of General Motors, Mary Barra, who is one of our graduates. A large number of GM C-suite executives are from Kettering University because of the historical legacy. But in general, especially in the automobile sector, uh, the C-suite executives are pretty much dominated by our engineering and management graduates. So So what programs do we offer? We offer, we have a general Bachelor of Science degree in engineering with 4 different concentrations. You can concentrate in manufacturing systems, robotics systems, mobility systems, or engineering management. So those are the 4 options for the general engineering uh, track. And then we have, you can pursue a Bachelor of Science in chemical engineering. You can pursue a Bachelor of Science in computer engineering. Computer engineering is under College of Engineering. Computer science is part of our uh, College of Science. We have Bachelor of Science in electrical engineering, Bachelor of Science in industrial engineering. Mechanical engineering is the largest department given our historical focus on automotive sector. So these are the different options we have. And on top of that, from the computer science, we have 3 different tracks. Artificial intelligence is one, cybersecurity, and also computer gaming. So these are the different options our students have as an undergraduate. In School of Management, we have, as I mentioned, one is technology leadership. So here you're coming from management, getting into the engineering discipline. Business analytics is also a combination of management and computer science and computer engineering. Innovation entrepreneurship is the same way, management and engineering side. Sustainability management is a combination of management and science and some engineering, mechanical engineering courses. Supply chain management is management and industrial engineering. So even for the management degree, it is an integration of engineering disciplines with the management fields. Uh, on the graduate program side, when the management School of Management uh, part, we offer a traditional MBA. We also have an MS in engineering management, which is a STEM degree, MS in operations management, and also we have a tech MBA, which is designed for STEM undergraduates. To enter the MS in engineering management, one must have an undergraduate degree in engineering. And so both the engineering management and the tech MBA are STEM designated degrees. And what it means for international student is they get 3 years of optional practical training following their graduation. So they can work full time for a company for 3 years after their graduation. And during their work, their degree work, they can work as full time under co-op, or graduate students, they work under internship, and that is covered under what is called curricular practical training, CPT. One good feature of our graduate programs, management graduate programs, are that we have embedded certificates within the degree. So you don't have to pursue certificates separately, although you can do that if you want to pursue a separate certificate. So for example, our engineering management students, which is a STEM degree, they can pursue technology leadership certificate, which is already built into that program. So each program, each of the graduate programs, it has a core, uh, 28 hours of core courses, and then there are 12 hours, 12 credit hours of certificate courses. It could be in technology leadership, it could be in supply chain management, it could be in operations management, whichever a student would pick, one of the certificates would be part of their degree program. So from School of Management, we offer, overall on the graduate side, we offer MS in engineering with mobility systems, which we are known for throughout the world, MS in electrical engineering, MS in computer engineering, and MS in mechanical engineering. And then we have the tech MBA, and there's specific engineering designations within the tech MBA. The latest one is artificial intelligence. And then we have MS in engineering management. And we also have a MS, Masters of Engineering program, which is different from the MS program. And we have three main areas within the Master of Engineering program. One is autonomous vehicles, which the university is known for, electric vehicles, or artificial intelligence. And they can also create a combination by pursuing a general engineering degree. I'm going to talk about the tuition and the funding for the both graduate and undergraduate side. On the graduate program, our students can they receive graduate assistantship. There's a graduate scholarship and graduate fellowship. For the undergraduate, we offer for international student a merit scholarship called World Scholarship. We also have a merit scholarship for all students, but one category of scholarship is designated for international students. So a sizable number of our students receive financial assistance, whether graduate or undergraduate. I was talking about undergraduate scholarship, the merit scholarship that is designated for international student, and that is the World Scholarship, and that is renewable. So you can receive that until you graduate. It varies somewhere between $3,500 to $17,500 per year. And the graduate students, they receive graduate assistantship, graduate scholarship, and graduate fellowship. What entails in the application process for the undergraduates? You have to submit your transcript, your high school transcript, and your SAT or ACT score. In addition to that, you have to establish your English language proficiency by providing TOEFL score or IELTS score or iTOEFL or computer-based TOEFL. We also accept Duolingo on top of that. For the graduate students, you have to provide two letters of recommendation, a statement of purpose, an updated resume. GRE is required for all MS in engineering program. However, if you pursue, for example, MS in engineering management or tech MBA, no GRE or GMAT would be required. With that, I'm going to complete the presentation so I can answer some questions.
This is a wonderful presentation, Dr. Josep. It's very
Thank
good.
you.
I think has lots of opportunities for the people who are connected. Let me see, because as we are broadcasting to 2 Facebook pages, let me see if there are some questions.
And also students can start in 4 different terms, 4 different semesters. So you don't have to start one, any particular semester. You can, our academic year starts in summer, which will start in July, right after 4th of July. And one can start in July. You can also start in October, which is our fall, which is very different from other universities' fall semester. And then you can also start in January, which is our winter term, or you can start in April, which is our spring term. So international students and domestic students, they can start in any one of those 4 semesters. Overall, these are the programs that we offer on the graduate and undergraduate level. And one thing I must mention about the Tech MBA program is there are 8 concentrations, and those are all in engineering discipline. So you can get a Tech MBA in advanced mobility. You can get a Tech MBA in artificial intelligence. You can get a Tech MBA in systems engineering, advanced manufacturing, materials science and engineering. So there are different areas of engineering that are integrated with the management in the Tech MBA program, similar to MS in engineering management also. Are there any questions, Mr. Cordova?
I was just sending messages there on the chat boxes. Okay. Even if you have a question in Spanish, I can translate them. That's what I was writing. Let's wait for some minutes.
Okay. So you have the whole entire list of all the programs in this slide.
Probably if you can, please type your email address here in the chat box. So I can also put it there on the comments so they can contact you. They can copy it
Yeah,
easier.
sure. Let me do that. So that's my email address. You can also find me on LinkedIn. Feel free to connect with me. If you need any advice on any of the engineering programs or management program, as I said, the management programs are also very much engineering oriented here. But I'll be happy to answer any question anyone has or engage me in any kind of conversation. One thing I must mention that we are number one in return on investment, and we do it, as I mentioned, almost 100% of our students are placed in full-time employment at the time of graduation, not 6 months or 3 months from graduation. So all of them to receive their multiple job offers, definitely one would be coming from the co-op employer since they have already invested 2.5 years of their time with that company, but it's not limited to that company. So return on investment is we are extremely highly ranked in the country. Flint has a vibrant downtown, and you have some picture here. Population about right above 100,000, and it is the automobile manufacturing capital of the world. Uh, and you have some additional contact information out there.
Let's see, I have already sent them your email address. And also it will be good to mention that this presentation will remain there on the Facebook pages as recorded, the complete one. And I am recording on some that is missing some minutes. And I will also forward that to, because I have on my WhatsApp some students who they do not have the time. I can send them.
Sure. Any student, if any question at any point in time, feel free to contact me directly, or you can contact any one of those offices. We also have an ESL program on campus, and so if anyone is not meeting the English proficiency requirement, they can attend the ESL program for 1 semester, 2 semester, or as needed. So that's also available within the university.
Okay, so I do not see any questions. Let me check once more. Here, no, and here, okay. Something else that you would like to comment or say before we finish this presentation?
Well, I would strongly encourage students to look at the programs which offer a combination of theoretical work, strong laboratory and extracurricular activity like auto drive, robotics competition, autonomous vehicle design competition, electric vehicle design competitions. So these are the certain things one should look for when selecting an engineering program, and make sure they get enough internship co-op. However, I must say that what co-op what we mean by co-op is different than other places. They use the term co-op, but it could be for 1 or 2 terms or 3 terms. Here, you have to continuously doing it until you graduate from the very beginning. So even if a student is an international student, they also go through the same work and academic work and practical work combination in the same way like our domestic students do. So there is no difference whether one is an international student or domestic student. However, we strongly value the diversity of our student body. We want our classroom to resemble the global population. So that's a very high priority for the university. And there enough financial aid opportunity available. Some of them are purely designated for international students. But so
Okay.
I hope the students can take advantage of those.
Yes, yes. I have been telling many students about this, so that's why they were writing to my WhatsApp. And anyway, this will remain recorded there. Mhm.
Thank you.
So
Thank you.
thanks a lot for this wonderful presentation.
Thank you. Thanks for bringing this opportunity to us.
Sure.
And I hope to see some of your students joining us.
Yes, yes. I'm very sure. Yeah, this year started. I would say that at least from my region, finally I'm kind of sending one student per month. That's what I always wanted to happen.
Okay.
I'm very sure soon you will get some Peruvian students there.
Sure. Would
Yes.
love to have that. And Vermont is beautiful. I must say that the fall in Vermont is gorgeous.
Yeah, I'm very sure of that. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a wonderful evening.
You too. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.